Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for a press day, but a quick reminder for those of you who watch these videos, please remember to click like down below. It would be greatly appreciated. Alright, let's get over to this. I'm already having to ban people. I've already got people who are talking smack about the press already. Look, I don't care. I'm not interested in your criticisms. I want to make this clear. My channel does not exist for you to criticize anything I do. The only exception is if you post under your real name, you have elite lifts and you coach elite lifters. Like if you only have elite lifts and you don't coach anybody who's strong, I'm not even interested in your opinion, because you just could be a genetic freak on a lot of gear. Therefore, your opinion's completely irrelevant. Like I'm not going to listen to Larry Wheels. I don't care. So that being said, I went pretty conservative. I got a little out of my groove there because, again, it wasn't that heavy. Did 180 with the axle bar. People have said already, why the axle bar? Honestly, because, again, shoulder health, I find it's a little easier on my shoulders. I want the extra grip work, and you guys are going to see a pattern. You're going to see me doing a lot of my non-benching overhead work with thicker bars. Okay, my deadlift needs the grip training. I want my forearms to get thick and strong. I'm going to do a lot of fat bar work in general, because my grip is going to be a big factor in my deadlift. I am absolutely going to set deadlift world records this year for my class. That is going to happen. I want to break my own records. In other words, I don't want to just beat records by 20 pounds. Okay, I need to be breaking my own records at every meet. I need thicker forearms and grip to do that. But the press, because I need the extra shoulder development, it carries over to benching really well, particularly closed grip benching. So what I'm doing here, I'm being conservative with all of it. Trying to pause on everything. I'm trying to lock and hold the top. And I'm aware people will say, oh, you're not like, I'm totally locking. It's my range of motion. I'm not going to argue about it. I'm just going to ban you. I'm trying to hold it at the top on most of the reps. A lot of them I'm not doing it till the last one on the 10x5. And we're doing the boring but strong template for it, but I'm using the fat bar. So it's going to be the one exception, I think. I'm even going to try to squat all my rep work with the straight bar coming up for this better specificity. This can be the exception because this is not a competition lift. No one cares. The true strict press is not a competition lift. People say, but what about strength lifting? Number one, it's a tiny sport. Number two, that's not a strict press. Their press 2.0 is not a strict press. It isn't. So, context. By being strict, and I'm going to try to pause my stuff, I'm only going to count reps for training maxes and stuff if I can pause it at the top. I'm trying to pause all these at the bottom. Particularly the bottom is important for me because I need the bench. What's one of the big perks of the press? Makes you stronger out of the bottom of the bench press. Well, if I'm doing touch and go just so that I can do it easier, and a lot of guys will do that. They'll be like, I do all this pressing and then my rep work doesn't carry over. Like it doesn't calculate into my maxes. Why is that? And it's like, because you only did one rep. It's like people who touch and go the deadlift, and then they wonder why their 6 rep set doesn't fit into a 1 rep max calculator. Well, you touched and go all of it. Same thing with the strict press. You're going to press from a dead stop off your collarbone, right? You're going to press from a dead stop off a touch and go work, and you think it's going to carry over. No, it doesn't. Plus, this forces me to be humble. When I've dealt with shoulder impingements in the past, if I try to pause the last rep at the lockout, my lockout, and I keep working the shoulder mobility stuff, keep working a little bit of rear delt. That's one of the few things I'm doing off camera, a little bit of band pulls. I'm not going to do many of them, because here's what we're about to see. I'm about to start doing, because I've noticed they really help my shoulders and they help my grip. I'm going to start doing pull-ups, and I'm going to do leg raises every workout. So it's going to be a lot of volume. I'm going to live on pull-ups and leg raises. Again, they carry over to what I do. And these fat bar pull-ups seem to really help my shoulders. Now, the thing I noticed today that was hardest on my shoulders was dips, and really the first set. Like the dips, I felt a little more in my shoulders today than I even did the overhead press. The overhead press felt fine. So I'm going to need to pay attention to that, but you guys are going to notice everything after this is pretty much calisthenics. The more I think about it and look at it, I think calisthenic work really brings a lot to the table as supplemental work. But notice as supplemental, people talk about being, all calisthenics work primary. No, absolutely not. It's silly. You shouldn't be doing heavy low reps with calisthenic work. You really shouldn't. I'm not a fan of saying, hey, let's test our 3-rep max on the dip or the pull-up and stuff that much. I don't think that's the wisest choice. But look at some of the movements that I get the most out of the leg raises. I've always said one of the best movements for the squat, hands down, for improving your squat. Calisthenic. Glute ham raise. One of the top. I feel like the glute ham raise has probably done more for my deadlift than just about anything. For my weak point on my deadlift. It's a body weight movement. It's a body weight movement. Dips are just an all-around badass mass builder for your upper body. Also one of the best tricep exercises you can do. I have lagging triceps. So we're going to see a lot of that. And I do see myself going more in that direction. More and more calisthenic work. Today it was nothing but calisthenics. You know, people say, what about the shoulder work? Well, I didn't really abandon it. Why? I'm having a full press day. Okay? We do 10 sets of 5 after a heavy set. After the heavy work on the press. That's a lot of delt work. I'm doing all these pull-ups. If I'm doing pull-ups every workout, that's 20 sets of pull-ups. Rear delts are being hit pretty hard. The band pull-aparts work the side delts and everything also. I have an extreme amount of delt work right now. So we're still keeping with that theme. I'm just approaching it different. Now the dips, I stopped at 3 sets. The first set looked terrible. I couldn't get in my groove good. I didn't grip the bar in the best place. They were uncomfortable. They hurt. So I was almost reluctant to do more, but then I'm like, let me re-get in my groove. Remember how I grip it the best to where it doesn't hurt. Second and third set just knocked right through them, did 10, then did 12. They were easier. So it's just a matter of gripping it in the right place, gripping the right V-bar, which is the wider point for me, getting those elbows back. Right? The main thing is avoiding elbow flare and not trying to go super deep. Because again, let's talk shoulder health. I've impinged a shoulder before. Okay, super deep dips would be stupid. And you don't have to get the benefits. Dips are phenomenal any way that you do dips. They're a great exercise. They're an exercise that people get hurt on easy, but if you can avoid getting hurt on the dip, it is basically a squat for the upper body. Now stop and think through what we're doing. What are we doing for most of the upper body supplemental? Tons of pull-ups, tons of dips. We get strong off the main lifts. We build the extra muscle off those. I've told you guys before, pull-ups and dips will almost build your entire upper body from a hypertrophy perspective. All right, then I finished off with hanging leg raises. We're going to see a lot of these on camera because if I end up doing about 3 sets every workout, that's 12 sets plus some of those morning ones. I'm going to try to do at least 15 sets of these on camera every week. Combine that with all those pull-ups. If I'm doing 20 sets of pull-ups, 15 sets of these, that's a lot. Also, I ordered a Rogue weight vest. I'm going to use that for other things. I will start as I get stronger and get really, really good at pull-ups and dips. Again, as I continue cutting, I'll start adding that. Now people say, but that's limited in weight. Let me put it to you this way, guys. You can put a 20-pound or a 40-pound weight vest on if you can do 20 dips and 20 pull-ups with that. At my sort of body weight, yeah, you're strong. I don't need more than that. You're just ego lifting at that point. But I'm really happy with today's workout. Started very conservative on the training max. We'll slowly give ourselves runway from there. Check my ego so that I don't get hurt. And I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.